Hello and welcome to the Sewing Studio. Today is month 6 of our Christmas mystery block of the month. So I'm just going to have a little recap of what we've done so far. So the Christmas tree we did in month 1, the gingerbread man month 2, the present block month 3, the snowmen in month 4 and the candy canes in month 5. And today in month 6 we're going to do a Christmas pudding. So I'm going to show you how to do the Christmas pudding. So you're going to need a piece of background fabric measuring 3.5 inches by 5 inches. So it's a really small block, but it's quite cute and it will fit in with all the others at the end. So the first thing you're going to need is your background fabric, as I say, 3.5 by 5 inches. Then you're going to need some brown fabric for your Christmas pudding. Now, I had bought some brown fabric ages ago and thought that's perfect for a Christmas pudding. And typically when I came to do this, I couldn't find it. So I've had to make do with the brown fabric that I've got, but I still think he looks like a Christmas pudding. So you need a 2-inch circle. So I'm going to trace the 2-inch circle onto my bonder web. And then I'm going to cut out, not exactly on the circle, I'm going to just cut out just away from the pencil line. And then I'm going to press that onto the reverse of my brown piece of fabric, which isn't quite pudding fabric, but it'll have to do. And then I'm going to cut that out exactly on the line. So that's our pudding. The next thing I'm going to make is I'm going to make the icing. And on this one, I've used a sparkly fabric. So I've got some sparkly fabric here, so it looks a bit like icing. And what I did was I took the top edge of my pudding and then I just drew a really sort of random wiggly line so it looks like the icing coming down on the pudding. So this can be as rough as you want. You don't have to be an artist to do this. Again, cut it out very, very roughly, not on the line. And we're going to put that on the back of our white sparkly fabric. I'm going to press that on there and then I'm going to actually cut that out on the line. Let's just rough cut that a moment. Move that out of the way and then I'm going to cut it on the line. And if I think that this icing's too long, when I place it over my pudding, I can always trim it back. I'm just cutting it out sort of quite roughly because I think that bit's probably going to be too long, so I've changed my mind about that now. So I'll just make it wiggly. And as I say, it's your pudding, it can be just as you want it to be. It can be as random as you want. And then just to test that it's about right, I'm going to put that on the top and I think, yes, actually, that looks like icing. I'm happy with that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is the dish. So for the dish, I drew approximately 2.5 inches, just like a sort of saucer shape. And then just curved the ends and drew them in. And I'm going to rough cut that out again. And I'm going to press that onto one of these little scraps of fabric. And this is the beauty about this Christmas project, is you can use up all your little scrap bits of fabric. Perfect for little applique projects. I had lots of fun yesterday going through my scrap bag, finding things for this. And then I'm going to cut that out on the line. And I now am looking at that thinking it's going to be too long. So I may cut it down again in a moment. I'll just offer it up to the piece of fabric and see what I think. No, actually, that's not too bad. I'm quite happy with that. So I'm now going to take a pin and I'm going to break the back of the bonder web and then press it onto my background fabric. So I'm going to go over to the iron and I'm going to lay them onto the background fabric and position them where I want them first before I press them in place. And don't forget you're going to have a 1/4 of an inch seam, so don't put it too near the bottom or too near the top. And I think I just tucked my pudding behind the dish so it looked like it was sitting in the dish. And then I put my icing on top. And when I'm happy with the placement of it all, I'm then going to press it all in place. And then what I did was I did a little bit of raw edge applique for this one. Sometimes I've gone round with a blanket stitch, but this time I've just gone round raw edge. I'm not very good at free motion, so I wasn't quite that brave, but I've just gone round the edge with a machine, and I've used grey because it blends in with the different colours there, and white for the icing. So then this is done. Whilst I've put a decorative button on mine, like a holly button, as I've said to you each month, leave the decoration until all your pieces are joined together, and then you can pop your decoration on top. But that's month 6 of our Christmas block. Make sure you tune in next month for the following block. And as always, have fun, and I look forward to seeing you next time here in the sewing studio.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. There's a button just to my left. If you've got any questions, we're happy to answer those in the comments below. And for all your patchwork and quilting needs, head on over to the sewing studio. We have an amazing array of patchwork and quilting products, and all of the relevant links are in the description below. Look forward to seeing you next time.